Hello and welcome, my lovely Geminis. Gemini, this is your weekly intuitive energy and card reading for the week of January 27th through February 2nd, 2020. Remember, time is merely a pretense. These could be past, present, and or future energies. This week's reading is the Champions Week reading, and that's because Super Bowl Sunday is February 2nd, which is also a portal day. I'll talk more about that in another post. But also we lost a big champion, an ascendant master of basketball, Kobe Bryant. His passing is very hard-struck for people of Southern California. He was a very open-hearted person. He worked really hard for the game and really hard for the fans. He went through a major change of life after his assault charge, I should say, and he really turned it around. I mean, that was a little boy lost, and he really came around, and he really had that focus and that drive and that people first. Healed his marriage, for goodness sake. You know, I always regret that that wasn't a possibility for me, but it wasn't. That's kind of what happens when one person says you're nuts, and only one of you need to go to therapy. Okay, enough about my tough one, but yeah, let's talk about, we lost 3 little girls in that plane crash, as well as a 30-year coach at OCC, his wife, and we lost a couple good women, good female coaches, good basketball. You know, Kobe had moved into a lot of feminine sports, and if you haven't been watching the news, then you must have missed that, that hashtag girl dad. And that's because in one of his last interviews, people were like, well, you think you're going to have it, because they just had a baby this past summer. And they're like, you think you're going to have another baby, Kobe? You know, you think you're going to try for a boy? And he's like, I don't need a boy. I could go for 1 million more girls, but I don't need a boy. And I do pray for his wife. She adored him. I have warned against hating Kobe Bryant because he had a romantic affair or a sexual affair with that woman at least. And his wife forgave him. I used to have this problem with Hillary Clinton because I don't like her very much. And one of the things I used to hold against her is that she stayed in after repeated indiscretions by Bill Clinton. But why should I bring hate into a marriage that I'm not involved in, that brings negativity in my own life, especially when they have forgiven each other? Especially Kobe and Vanessa, they like fairy tale lives after that. They really did heal their marriage. If anybody did, they did it. It was obvious. All right. Because it wasn't so obvious before. If you live in LA and Orange County, you know that you bump into celebrities. They're your neighbors, but you also know their kids. You hear stories about them, where they work out, where they like to eat. And it's just part of our lives, and it ain't no thing. And you kind of know who's a jerk. And if you're a jerk in LA, people don't like you. You don't really survive. Oof, too many cards, Spirit. Way too many cards. I do have the Queen of Cups here and the Page of Cups, though. All right, I'm going to put those back in there. See if we can... 1 card, Spirit. All right, but remember that mama mentality. You know, live like you're... I tell people to live like, you know, you had great sex the night before. Smell the roses. Feel the sun on your skin. You know, that kind of energy into everything, into perfecting your craft and par excellence. But you can also do that by living like your team won the championship the night before. I've done it plenty with the Lakers, even in the 80s. So trust me, I've been a Laker fan for life. Kobe wasn't even my favorite Laker, but he was definitely, because I like centers, but he was definitely a star in our book and a good guy. Like I said, you don't make it in LA when people don't like you. Ask Andrew Bynum about that. All right, let's get to this reading. My lovely, lovely Taurus. Remember, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave out all the rest. Hang around for the entirety of the reading. Of course, there's something in there for you, because the stars you were born under, Gemini, it's not personality programming. It's actually the experiences and lessons you need to learn in this experience. That's why you're born under them. All right, me being the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling. This is my charismatic gift I share with you with unconditional love and gratitude. I thank you now for your likes, your subscribes, your views alone do help the channel. I do absolutely appreciate the way you guys have supported the channel and shared your energy with me to make this possible. Definitely simpatico, or symbiotic, as it were. All right, let's get to your reading. I am sad. I am sad. We lost 9 people, did not make it home in that crash, in that helicopter crash. It's not just that. And then, of course, we have this coronavirus. Everything's a little wackadoodle. So we have to find that energy within ourselves for that daily joy and that daily excellence despite. Right? Okay. Page of Pentacles in the reverse, my lovely gems. You might just be a little stuck financially. You know, you're stuck not building is what it is. You're stuck not really. It feels like the floor was pulled out from under some of you. And a lot of the people you normally rely on are not there manifesting for you. And it's kind of, Gemini, you get these readings a lot. It's like Gemini has a lot of relationships that are, you know, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, and da-da-da. And then because nothing's in writing and or nothing is legit, like a business, or like you haven't put that energy into a contract or what have you, it falls down a lot. And it's, and it kind of feels like this is what's happening for you in terms of you're kind of counting on people and that's just not there. And I know the feeling. You know, you can't always go to your parents for money. It won't always be there. Mom and dad are not the bank kind of thing. But this is less about mom or dad, but just more about arrangements you might have made, perhaps with a roommate that is just gone or hasn't paid the rent. Or it's not necessarily mom or dad. You definitely feel like you were kind of like, it felt like symbiotic, like we were helping each other out. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, like rug pulled out from under you in some way that's just like, you're kind of left holding the bag too. But I do have the 3 of Pentacles here in reverse, 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands is at the center of the reading. It is a reason to celebrate. It is also a reunion of sorts or a coming together of sorts in a very spiritual way. And I see here that work, the 3 of Pentacles, which is the work thing, is not really working out for you. And it is, you're just having a lot of trouble moving for yourself as well. It's like you want to move for others. You want to be with others. Perhaps you're really pulling on this Aquarius energy. You just want to be out and enjoying others. You are not in a position to be partying too hard or ignoring yourself. You need to start feeding your own heart. First of all, there's this energy of like not feeding your own heart because you thought this person, you were expecting something from somebody, and they've basically walked away with your heart energy or anything, resources that you have. So it's kind of trying to pull that back so you can get to this 4 of Wands. You're looking for that spiritual partner or that company when really you need to be working on self. This needs to be in the upright, your self-love. There's something wrong with how you handle yourself alone. It helps sometimes if you're a Gemini, because you're the twinly sign, to think of your 2 halves of yourself more than other signs. I think you need to think of your heart and your mind very separately. And then they kind of come together, and it helps alleviate some of that loneliness that I found in my Gemini. Yeah, you're ready to, you want to move forward. You really do. But there's something, either an Aries in your energy or something indecision that is really holding you back. Or this Aries isn't ready and you're trying to move forward with somebody. You're not taking that step to go solo yet. And it's kind of got you in that waiting mode. And I don't know if I talked about it in this opening, but you know, you can't wait for life. Life is too short. You know, you could be on a helicopter ride and not make it home. It happened to frickin' Kobe Bryant kind of thing and his daughter. So it's that energy of, what are you waiting for? You're waiting on somebody. You're waiting on a decision. It's this energy of indecision, a lack of dedication, half-assery. It's the half-assery. It's not really going well for you in terms of planning or preparing, and that's why you're stuck. It's why you're kind of like, see how she's got the cards. You're not working with the cards. You're playing with the cards. You're just kind of like goofing off because with your pets too here, because you're not making decisions, so you're not changing perspectives. You're not moving forward. Yeah, it's like you're only manifesting this Hanging Man card. Your manifestation, because it doesn't include your heart. I have the Magician card here. That's why I keep talking about manifestation. It's in reverse, and so one of the messages that you're not manifesting because you are not thinking in a solo way. You haven't considered yourself first. There's things you need to consider about yourself first before you can start getting roommates or becoming dependent on somebody else, because it's, instead of boosting you in the past, it's really just drained you and left you without. And yeah, you're trying to seek out simpatico. Some of these cards are show a definite feminine energy, like looking for that man to pay the bills. And Spirit is warning against that. Spirit is saying that's not going to, those relationships are, it's why they're not working out, because you're looking for somebody who can pay the rent. You're not looking for somebody who loves you. You're moving backwards even in your, too many cards, Spirit. You're actually moving backwards too in terms of, yeah, you thought you had the perfect setup, but it really wasn't. You knew there were flaws in it. Ace of Cups again. Ace of Cups in reverse again, and the Six of Swords. You're going to have to take a hit on this one. Spirit, advice from Spirit is, I have a 9-8-7-6. And then the Ace of Cups in reverse mixed in there. Literally 9-8-7-6. And it's, you think you got your wish come true. It looks good on the outside. You got your goals going. You're making decisions. But until you put your heart in this, because this is in reverse, it needs to be in the upright. Until you really put yourself, and somebody's telling me you're not risking it alone. Spirit is saying you're not risking it alone, so that's why you can't. You have to come to a victory where you cut things off that aren't working. It's a bittersweet victory. It does have that feeling of, it does not have the feeling of separating from your parents, but it does have the feeling of separating from people you think are either better than you or giving you some kind of helping hand, but they're not. It's not helping you at all. You do need to take that hit and just move forward on your own. These people are holding you back. Whatever it is, they're holding you back. I have this 9-8-7, 9-8-7. See, 9. You've got your 9 of Cups right there with you, and you've got plans, and you're taking stock and making decisions. You are making the right moves in everywhere you go, but as soon as you put that Ace of Cups in reverse in there, you are sabotaging yourself by what's the word? You're kind of overly surrendering to others as opposed to surrendering to your own strength and own decision, and that's what's the cutting victory. That's why your victories aren't pure. It's not a 6 of Wands. It's not a spiritual grand, Hail the Conquering Hero victory. It's a little painful even, and that's because you're still looking to somebody else. There's something about this that you just need to hit that independent stride. You need to be master of your own fate and master of your own life, your own emperor of your own life. There's something about that is not. And it just could be that you're not getting good work. I do have the 3 of Pence in reverse here. As in maybe you lose your job or you just don't have the work. But you're just not taking this Page of Pence journey. And that is like the idea. Page of Pence journey is like moving towards the King of Pence, like a nice, strong, sturdy kingdom. You're not moving towards that. And so you're just coming out as the Fool repeatedly. Like you're making all these foolish, not foolish, but you're making all these first steps over and over and over again, and having to go back and restarting over at square one again because, the group you want to run with isn't as sturdy as you would be on your own. All right, my lovely gems. I'm a little tired. It's been a little tough week for me. Like I said, Kobe Bryant is a factor in our lives, oddly enough. And I think it just shocked everybody. So, and I'm in that group. All right. Well, thank you for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip, or donate as the spirit moves you. The link is in the box below. And of course, have a great week, my lovely gems.